Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, when I was a kid, we had all kind of fairy tales in which we had a strong man, and he would fight some, how do you call those guys, big dinosaur-like creatures with more than one head. And if this strong guy would cut one head, another one was growing. So that's it seems to be. So and then he would fight this dinosaur and bam, 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 cut one head, another was growing, cut one head. So it had to be so fast until to kill it in the heart or something. Well, it seems like this is what happens right now in Ukraine with the Ukrainians. They cut one head, which was actually, they cut their own head, which was Wagner Group. Wagner Group seemed to be out at the moment from the Ukrainian front. But they cut this one, someone else showed up. Who's that? The Kadyrovites. The Chechens, the Chechen special troops were deployed to Bakhmut. And this article is about another head. No, not that one. Another head who showed up on the front in Bakhmut. And this is, I never heard of this, it's called Storm Z. This is the new mercenary group that took the positions Wagner Group left. So it's going to be this guy's Storm Z, and the Chechen Special Forces. The problem is, this is how stupid these are. And I'm talking about people who will write about the Storm Z group. They looked down on it, and when they're going to lose, what are they going to say? The same thing they did with the Wagner Group. But let me read you the article first, or at least just the title. Business Insider. Ukraine's counteroffensive is facing off against Wagner's successor group, Storm Z, on the outskirts of Bakhmut. So, and listen to this. Ukraine's counteroffensive, okay, the group is mostly conscripts, reservists, and convicts. The Washington Post said Ukraine assessed that the group had low combat capability and were alcoholics and deserters. All right? Well, let me tell you this. Do you remember, because I do, I covered it many times, do you remember how the Russian military, army in general, and the Wagnerites were labeled as rowdy, drunks, undisciplined? Wagner Group had convicts, basically losers. But somehow they lost in Bakhmut against these losers, didn't they? I mean, that's a fact that Wagner pushed the Ukrainian mighty, organized, disciplined, strong, beautiful, handsome army, pushed it out of Bakhmut, didn't they? So to lose in front of these losers, according to the Western media, what would make you? A double loser? Triple loser? So now they make the same mistake. Again, they portray the enemy as being drunks, ex-convicts, maybe with some methamphetamine, with no teeth, whatever. And those guys possibly again kick these guys, the mighty Ukrainian army, handsome, strong, disciplined, organized, will kick their butt again. So then what will tell us again about the army versus woo-hoo, woo, huh? Now let me tell you this. When you go to a competition to fight, or you go to a tournament and you lose against someone, sometimes you lose, sometimes you win, preferably win. So let's say you lose. You're not going to go back and say, well, man, I lost. It was such a bad fighter. It was such a bad team, and I lost. That would make you worse than the bad ones that you're bad-mouthing right now. So you want to say, no, man. They were the perfect team. Were the strongest. I've never seen anybody like these guys. I think that could have been world champions. But hey, they were just here right now. Probably one day they will be. All right? That's how you want to make it, at least. Or don't say anything. When I lost, he was obviously better than I was. But if I try to downgrade them, I downgrade myself with them. So I should keep my mouth shut about, they're just drunks, ex-convicts, what did they say they were? Mostly conscripts, reservists, and convicts. Ooh. Now, what do you want? These guys, the persons who, that was Washington Post, So it says Ukraine assessed the group. So these guys who assess it, it's, underestimate your opponent. Never do that. Never do that in a competition, in a fight. Because that means you yourself up. They will be whatever they are. You just, your mind. Because you can be, I'm going to just run through this guy. And then you realize, it's harder. And then you say, what the hell? I didn't prepare myself. What's going on here? And I thought he was that. But anyway, this is another mistake. I didn't know about this Generation Z or Group Z or whatever it's called. I know that the Kadyrovites are going to show up. Remember the Kadyrovites? They were called, the TikTok army? Because they were placing all kind of, uploading all kind of videos on TikTok and say, there's nothing. Kadyrovites, yeah. Never heard anything about them. Like, I don't know, being dispersed or blown up or something like that. They're still fighting. So they are over there. Again, they were dismissed as nothing. And again, I didn't hear them losing. So we'll see what happens right now in Bakhmut again against some drunks. You lost against the first drunks and convicts. Now you're going to lose again, probably, or possibly, not probably, possibly, from the other drunks. Then what would tell us about you? You're double loser. You lost one time, and again you look down on these guys. What is this? When I tell you what it is, I think this is propaganda. This is the propaganda that you have to build the morale of your own troops. That's what they're doing. Oh, there's nothing, man. But the problem is, the shock is going to be double when they're going to realize that when they lied to them, saying, those guys are losers. And when those guys that they were called losers by their superiors, the mass media, the guys who assessed the enemy army, when they're going to realize in real fight that they are not losers, they would affect their brains 2 times. Their morale will fall 2 times. One would say, those guys lied to us, and these guys are stronger than we were told. Instead of just saying, I'm going to fight some strong guys, have to pay attention, okay? Have to pay attention and take this seriously. Oh no, we're going to run through them. And you get knocked out on the ground, all right? Like a little rat. If you see those guys when they get knocked out in boxing or in MMA, they're on the ground, on the back, and like rats. Well, what? It happens. You expose yourself to that possibility. I have the right to laugh. What do you want? I don't expose myself to that one. I don't want to be that. I'd rather be the one over there with the beer. Oh, yeah, man, look at that one. Little rat. So here is, my friends. These guys, again, are underestimating the enemy without thinking that in the end, they would be looking bad. Because if you have these drunks opposing you, you are expected by people who read this Business Insider, expected by the Americans reading Business Insider, hey, that means that's going to be just like that. And when that's not going to be just like that, we're going to wonder why. What happened? Oh, it was raining, but guess what? It was raining only on our side. Over there, it was not raining. When you sometimes you play soccer against, or your team plays the play that you like plays a team that you don't like, and you want your team to win, that you root for, and then they lose, and you hear someone saying, the field was awful and it was raining. Wasn't it raining for both of you, for the both team? Wasn't the land, the terrain, the field awful for both of you guys? Or you paid on the bad field and they were playing on the good field? Or it was raining only on your side, on their side it was just sunny and party? The same here. What are they going to say? They will not go to the reality and say, we lost because they were good and they were better than us. And we need to get better. How can we get better at it? That's how we solve problems. Not like, they're a bunch of drunks, man. And they did it once, and they do it again. What does that tell you? They have a mindset, a wrong mindset. With that mindset, you can't really win unless you're really, really, really that strong compared with the enemy. And it's not the case here. Or by luck. And I don't know if luck can play here a big role, unless you're General Grouchy at Waterloo, I think, and Napoleon is waiting. Are those guys coming? Jesus Christ, are the guys coming? All right, man, we lost. Why? Because the other side showed up first. That's how Napoleon lost at Waterloo. His group lost in lost its way in the freaking woods. Which way we go? No, can you hear anything? No, man, I don't hear anything. And the other guys, the other army that was supposed to be engaged by Napoleon's army in the woods showed up on the battlefield. And Napoleon said, fuck. And the guys showed up, hey, where's the fight? And Napoleon was like, all right, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart. Oh yeah, with that kind of luck, maybe the Ukrainians or the Russians could win. That's when you're lucky. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.